Everybody, congratulations to India on its Republic Day and thank you, Jaipur, for your kind welcome. I am very happy to be here representing the Kalima project for translation of the National Library of Abu Dhabi at launch of our Arabic translation of the Ramayana during the Jaipur Literature Festival. This book contains Arabic translation carried out by Wadi al-Bustani of the great literary, epic and Hindu religious work that is the Ramayana. The National Library and the Abu Dhabi Authority for Tourism and Culture, of which it forms a part of, delighted to be able to contribute the division of greater understanding and appreciation amongst Arab of the Ramayana, whose immense culture influence, as we know, extend far beyond the borders of India and across Southeast Asia. In so doing, we also hope to reinforce and deepen the good relations between Muslims and Hindus around the broad Indian Ocean region which we share. We proud that we have close relationship with the Indian Arab Culture Center and Jam'iyya Islamiyya. Thank you, Jaipur, and thank you, India.
May I now, please, Namita Gokhale, Director of the festival, please say a few words.
Dear friends, it is really an honor to be here with Suresh Goel ji of the ICCR and Syed Mahdi ji of the ICCR, who've always supported the festival. And it's wonderful to have this Arabic translation of the Ramayana. The Ramayana is a secular epic like the Mahabharata. Here in Rajasthan, we have the great Pandun ki Kadi by Ghafaruddin Mewati. And now I request Suresh Goel ji to come and say a few words about this wonderful book that Kalima Publishing, the great publishing house in Abu Dhabi, which is so involved in world translation, has collaborated with the ICCR on.
Thank you, Namita. I think I will just say a thing about the project undertaken by ICCR and then request Professor Syed Mahdi to come and speak about the book itself. The Indian Council for Cultural Relations, it was established by Maulana Abul Azad, and it was his vision which actually led to translation of several epics of India into Arabic even before India became independent. The book Ramayana was translated sometime around 1930s, if I'm not mistaken, or even earlier than that, by the well-known Lebanese author and thinker Bustani, and it is to the credit of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and him that we have this translation. ICCR, in terms of cultural collaboration, we make a distinction between religious and non-religious, and we do believe that most of what we are because of our own civilizational cultural roots, in which religion plays a role, but it's more than religion, it's civilization. And Ramayana in that sense is not just Hindu religion as proved creditably by its translation into Arabic and publication by the publication agency in United Arab Emirates. So this so-called Sangam of Hindu or Islam is testimony to the fact that Ramayana goes much more beyond religion, and that the relationship between India and Emirates goes much more beyond Hindu or Islam. My thanks also to Zikrur Rahman, Director of Indo-Arab Cultural Center at Jamia Millia, which has taken the painstaking task to bring the Arabic to the modern contemporary standard, and who is now working on publication of other such epics which were translated by Bustani around 60 years ago. With these very few words, Professor Syed Mahdi, I request you to
Yeah. Director General ICCR, our guest from UAE, Kalima, my dear friend Namita Gokhale, ladies and gentlemen. Before I make my statement, I would like to recite a couplet in Urdu from Jigar Muradabadi, because that encapsulates the spirit of this event. उनका जो काम है वो अहले सियासत जाने, उनका जो काम है वो अहले सियासत जाने, मेरा पैगाम मोहब्बत है जहां तक पहुंचे. Now before that, I think a few observations about the significance of the cultural links between India and the Arab world will be in order. I'm not going into details. I'll give you only one example. During the Abbasid Caliphate, Baghdad became a seat of knowledge. And the first thing that they did was to establish a translation bureau. You see, the significance of what they did, I will underline later also. The books from Greek language, Latin language, Aristotle, Plato, medicines, they were translated. And that is how the Islamic civilization was enriched. But I would like to share with you that something which was translated from India, if it had not been done, perhaps you would not be sitting here and you would not be watching all these videos and other things. And that was the concept of zero, Sifar, you see. And that is why the Arabs call mathematics Hindsa, something which came from Hind. And since from there it went to Europe, so the Europeans call it Arabic numerals. So I think this was the contribution of India to not only the Arab civilization, but through them to the world civilization. And you can see this zero has the trajectory of the zero where we are today. Now, I think Kalima in Abu Dhabi is almost playing the same role. It is one of the biggest translation projects from other languages into Arabic. And when I visited it 3-4 years ago, I complimented him in following the example of the Darul Hikmah of Baghdad of the Abbasid days. You will be very happy to know that Jamia Millia Islamia, of which I have been Vice Chancellor, has now one India-Arab Cultural Center. And the collaboration between India-Arab Cultural Center and Kalima has resulted in publication of more than 20 contemporary Indian books, including books by Shashi Tharoor and Pawan Verma and I think this collaboration which is taking place between Kalima and ICCR and India Arab Culture Center in Jamia Millia Islamia, the director of which center is Dr. Zikrur Rahman, a retired member of Indian Foreign Service, who unfortunately is not here, is going to lead to many good things. And we hope to see you again and again in India, you see, on this. Now coming to this book, Ramayana. You see, Ramayana, there are so many Ramayans. Ramayana has, the Ramayana culture is spread to the east. In Indonesia, we have so many Ramayans. In fact, there is one, my friend Mr. Khanna, who was ambassador there, he has written a book and he says there is one Muslim Ramayana also in Indonesia. So far as India is concerned, the translations of Ramayana started from the days of Akbar. And there are so many versions of Ramayana in Persian. Of course, there are a number of Ramayans in Urdu also. But one language in which Ramayana was not there was Arabic. I don't know why. Anyhow, Maulana Azad took a lot of interest in this matter, and I think it was under his inspiration that this poet, Mr. Wadi al-Bustani, who came from Lebanon, he translated this into Arabic. Now, I think we should pay a little tribute by introducing who Mr. Wadi al-Bustani was. You see, he was born in 1888 and he studied in American University, Beirut. Then he had English and French language, and he was a great scholar of Arabic and well known in Arab world. Then he came to India, and he was so impressed with Mahatma Gandhi and his philosophy that he left his job and came to India to visit him. While in India, he met Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, who himself was a great Arabic and Persian scholar, an intellectual. And he was so impressed by Maulana's academic and scholarship that he decided to stay in India and study the diverse socio-cultural aspects of Indian society. It was on the advice and encouragement of Maulana Azad that he started translating Ramayana into Arabic. Now, Mr. Bustani, the poet, visited Tagore also, and he spent a lot of time in Shantiniketan also. You can see how, and he translated Gitanjali also in Arabic, you see. Now, he sent his translation in the form of a manuscript to Maulana. Now, Maulana was busy, education minister, politics, or all these things. So he didn't have opportunity of looking at it. So it was a part of his collection of books, you see, and manuscripts, which he donated to Indian Council for Cultural Relations. And this book has been, this manuscript has been rescued, or must say, with the cooperation of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, because it is your property, for publication. So there is a long gap between the time of its translation and its publication. Now this has posed some problems. When Mr. Zikrur Rahman, who I have just mentioned, started editing this book, he found that in these 60, 70 years, there are quite a few words in Arabic which has become obsolete. So he had to do a lot of research on this, lot of annotations on this. Now, it has taken a long time to edit it. We pay tribute, first of all, to ICCR. Of course, when we pay tribute to ICCR, we pay tribute to Maulana Azad, and we pay tribute to Maulana Azad, we pay tribute to the pluralistic culture of India, of course. Thanks are due to Kalima. We selected it as one of the projects. And of course, thanks are due to the present Director General and the editor of this book, Mr. Zikrur Rahman, who is not here, but I think a tribute is due to him. Now, I am sure that this Ramayana will act as one more link between our cultural traditions and the new generation of the Arab world, which is now in a spring mode. Thank you.